Okay, then. Call the finance meeting to order.
Ms. Abrams, if you don't mind, I'd like to let the public know that the Personnel Committee will be held today. It will be after the Finance Committee. The Personnel Chairman's en route. She's just stuck in traffic. Okay?
All right, we're going to start off with the Finance Committee. New business under A, discuss the accounts payable check registry for May 16th, 2020 to June 15th, 2020 in the amount, Mr. Schnabach?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. This is just for information purposes only, but during this period, May 16th, 2020 to June 15th, 2020, the school system issued checks in the amount of $12,330,144.41. It's presented to the committee just for information purposes. If there are any questions, I'd entertain them if there are. If not, no action is needed by the board.
Any questions? Anybody? All right. Move on to B, review the year-to-date actual budget and comparison report for the month of April 2020.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Presented to you is the April 30th, 2020 budget to actual comparison for both the general fund and the capital project funds, which are our two major funds for this year. We're really right on schedule since we've revised the budget at previous meetings. The one thing that was concerning for us was that sales tax was dropping and that we were going to have a reduction, and we recommended to the board to reduce the sales tax. If y'all recall, both pennies, one penny, $250,000, so a total of $500,000. I'm proud to tell you that the sales tax has been strong, actually, and we are right at our original budget. So we have about, actually a little more than original budget. We're about $1.2 million more in sales tax revenue. But at the same time, we have a few extra costs with the cyber attack and some additional work related with COVID-19. So our salaries related with that and our retirement related to that are up, not to the 1.2 million, but about 700,000. So we're still about $500,000 better than the numbers in this projected report. So I think we're going to be fine at the end of this year when we finish our 13th period. Just information purposes only, no actions needed.
All right. Move to C, consider approval of proposed 2021 travel reimbursement rate schedule.
Mr. Chairman, this is the 2021 travel reimbursement rate schedule. There are no changes at the state level, and we're proposing no changes for the parish level. But I would need action to approve the schedule for employee-related travel.
Motion to adopt.
A second.
Got a motion and we got a second.
Online voting is open. Online voting is closed. Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, we're going to move on to D, consider approval of student accident insurance policy with Liberty Mutual Insurance Company. Mr. Schnabel?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, this is, we do have a change in agents in our student activity policy. We're now going with Powell and Associates. We're getting the same or better coverage in all areas except prescription coverage, which is the new policy provides a cap of $1,000, which we don't see as an issue or a concern. One thing that's advantageous for us is they're reducing premium costs for the primary coverage, which is from $0 to $25,000. The premium reduction is $10,545. For the catastrophic coverage, there's also a premium reduction of $732 for a total savings of $11,277. So this is a big plus for us. It's a big reduction. One other thing is that under this new proposed policy is that we'll have a 2-year guarantee, so we'll be able to lock this coverage in, at least this rate, for another year if we choose to do that. It's the administration's recommendation to go ahead and approve, for the board to approve, changing our student accident coverage to Liberty Mutual Insurance Company with Powell and Associates.
So move.
A second.
Okay, just one second. Online voting is open. Voting is closed. Motion passes unanimously.
All right, we're going to move on to E, consider the approval of 2021 salary schedule.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, we're presenting you the 2020-21 salary schedule for all tangible parish employees. We do have one small change in the salary schedule where we are converting the athletic field upkeep, which is part of the coach's stipend, from a flat $1,500 to $500 per field. It reads athletic field upkeep is $500 per field for football, baseball, softball, etc., that the school maintains and it is done year-round. The thought was that some schools have different multiple coaches that are cutting the fields, and it's more accurate to have it this way. So we're proposing that only change in the salary schedule.
So in other words, if a person, school doesn't have a baseball field, they won't get the $500
If
stipend?
they maintain the baseball field at a local park, and we do maintain it, then they would be compensated for that. But if they don't have a baseball field or a softball field, they wouldn't do it. But instead of having one coach do it all, now the baseball coach can cut his field and the football coach can cut their field.
On page 11, that we were discussing it before, of course, we can make a motion and amend it, or we could change it from the beginning. On the MFP, on the student count,
Correct.
it caps off at 1,550. The idea was to put another line and put 1,550 plus, and then move over and make another stipend for the 1.65.
Correct. So we would propose an adoption to the change to add another line for the high school MFP multiplier to read 1,551 students plus, and the multiplier would be 1.65. Is that the proposed change?
That's what I would say, and I would like to make the motion with that proposed change and your change.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jerry? You got a second? We need a second.
Yeah, the motion was made?
Yes, I made the motion.
Yeah, second.
All right, Ms. Cindy?
Voting is open. Now it's open.
We're voting for the motion change?
For the whole thing as changed.
Okay, thank you.
Voting is closed. Motion passes unanimously.
And move on to F, consider the approval to purchase one dump truck from the United Rentals in the amount of $39,995.
So move.
Motion second.
That's a good deal for a commercial piece of equipment.
Voting is open. Voting is closed. Motion passes unanimously.
Do we still use the dump truck like to pull the lowboy with either the backhoe on it or whatever we need?
I'm not sure of that, Mr. Toller. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Nothing else.
There's nothing else. Meeting adjourned.